Hello and welcome back to the Geek Tech Show, and in today's video we are going to be checking out those very expensive Nike shoes. So the ones I'm going to be, not we, me, is going to be talking about is the following. Nike L Climax. So what is this exactly? Well, I have the actual specification for it. It is the following. Nike Air Max 95 running shoes for men, and actually this is interesting. It's 10.5 for women and it is size 9 for men. I don't know why in the world they actually make a unisex shoe that could be actually worn for females and males at the same exact time. It is beyond strange and weird, but hey, this is what it is. They used to make those shoes in the 90s, really. A re-release of the same exact shoes. This, I think it's like 20-year anniversary of those specific shoes right here. And yeah, this is the Air Max 95. Probably first time it was ever made was 1995. And it has the, what used to be in the 90s, they used to have this pump action sneakers. Well, you pump it up and then you can go ahead and jump with them. Well, interesting enough, this doesn't need to be pumped up because it has right here an L socket right inside both of those locations. So you can see how this actual shoe actually looks like in case you decide you want to grab and get one of those for yourself. Interesting enough, on the bottom it has this right here. I don't know what in the world this is. Well, I know what it is. It's like a shock path, but I don't know what to exactly call it. It has those interesting grips over here. This kind of shoe is great, well, if you like to play basketball, it's probably one of the best shoes for it. Very tight grip, and it has a lot of laces. It has a tongue inside of it, well, call it tongue, and it got leather. Not 100% leather, a little bit like a stripe of leather working right through it. A lot of man-made material over here, latest tech, latest gadget, otherwise known as, well, this is not a cheap shoe. Really not a cheap one. Altogether, this thing cost me around almost $200. And I get the actual Nike box right here. So if you're buying this, if you're not getting the real box, you're not getting the real deal. Don't get it anywhere else except in the real place where Nike actually sells those. And I got this from this company. You can probably see over here what it is. I'm not going to tell you what company actually sent this to me, but great thing about this company, it is free shipping and free returns for this product. Now, that said, my overview of those shoes, well, first of all, they're pretty flexible. That's a good thing when you're actually wearing them flexible. The great thing about this is if you jump with those, first of all, you can feel the bounce. You can actually feel it. So the shock pads are pretty good. And if you're a pretty heavy person, you can feel it even more. And of course, this is why those shoes are actually made and designed for. A great thing about those shoes is, unlike other shoes, if you tie up the laces, if you do tie them up, they're not going to get untied. So that actually speaks a lot of wonders. I sometimes get shoes and I put them on and they get super easily untied. I hate those kind of shoes. After a while maybe it gets better, but some of those shoes never get better and you have to do double lace. With this one you don't really have to. So that's a good thing. Another thing about those shoes, it says Nike L in them right inside if you can actually take a look. A few other things about this, they're comfortable, easy to wear, and yeah, they better be comfortable for that amount of price. You're not paying a cheap amount to get them. Another thing about this, if you have wide foot, well, it's not going to fit this easy. Another thing about this is also there's only so much room that you can make this a little bit more wide for you, just because the way it is actually designed. And because of that, I don't really suggest this for everyone. You have to try those shoes out in person if you can, because those shoes may or may not fit you. If you're athletic like me, those probably are pretty good shoes. You can play basketball with them. They're designed for basketball. They're designed for sports. They're designed for you to have fun, maybe even to do some running with them as well. Another thing about them, they feel substantial. They're heavy. They're not made out of those cheap man-made material. You can actually feel the weight when you put those on. So those are expensive and really good kind of shoes. A few other things about this specific shoe is that when you get this shoe, it says Nike right on here, and of course says Nike all over the actual shoe. Well, I want to say all over. Well, there's no other location, really. It's just on the back of it, Nike L, the Nike logo right there, and this is about it. This is as stealth as a Nike shoe actually gets. You can't actually tell that this is a Nike shoe. It is just stealth because it's so black, and maybe that's a good thing. It is a cool looking shoe. So here we have the shoes right here. You can kind of see how they look like on my feet. I'm doing the stretch test, and they're pretty flexible. Some shoes are not flexible. This specific one is. On the back, you can see it as well. What they look like when you stretch them. And of course, I don't know if I should do the jump test. It's going to shake all the camera up. But let's go ahead and try it. And when you jump, you don't really feel the jumps or the shocks because it has the shock protection to them. So here it is. You can see it really close and personal. The shoe itself, in case you want to see and know how it actually looks like. And it's time for you to make up your mind. Do you actually want those shoes? Are those the shoes that you desire? And are they worth nearly $200? And now you probably want to see more of it, so yeah. Let me move it away so you can see more how they actually look like. And those are really cool looking shoes, I would say. I like the looks, I like the style. I think it's gonna take a few days for them to break in. And I might have to do a double knot here. As you can see, it's already breaking apart a bit, so that is actually an issue. I didn't think that it would be, but it looks like it is. Another thing about this is that those shoes a little bit on a high top end over here, and if you want to adjust, you can adjust those things to make them fit more or less for you. But I do like the tight grip that you have here, so if you're doing basketball, those are actually pretty solid shoes. You can jump, you can wear them doing hoops and things like that, and they are designed to take shock. And yeah, those are really high-tech, specifically designed for high-end kind of sports such as basketball specifically. I like the design, I like the look of it, and I think for most people, if you are into sports, you're gonna super enjoy wearing the Nike Air shoes. Now, on the other hand, there is a few things about the shoe that I dislike about it. First of all, the unisex thing about this thing that a man and a female can actually wear the same exact shoe. I don't buy into that. I think that is a design flaw because women's feet are a little bit different than men's feet, and if they test both men's and women's feet in the same identical kind of shoe, this doesn't work well for somebody, either for the males or the females. So one of them is gonna put this on and like, oh wow, this thing doesn't fit well. So word of advice for Nike, they should go ahead and make a separate version for men and females. So this is a little bit downside over here. So when you put your foot in here and if it doesn't feel right, this is why, because it was made for both sexes. It is to save money on the production key, but why are we even talking about money? This thing is over $200, so what are they really saving money? I don't even understand here. So with that said, it is high-tech shoe. I really like the way it has been re-released, redesigned. What I dislike about this is that it's gonna have a break-in period. So once you get this thing and you don't feel comfortable, well, you have to readjust this right here. You have to wear it, really wear it for a few days until the shoe actually starts to fit into your foot. And if it doesn't, you should return this back. So either you got the wrong size, and the one I got is size, well, my size is not. And I actually suspect that you should actually get this one size higher than whatever it says, because it's going to make your foot a lot more comfortable. I have not tried that dance, but I really suspect that this runs one size a little bit too small for you. So with that in mind, I might actually go ahead and have to try the 10th version and see if that works for me. But for the price, for almost around $200, if you can get this somewhere like on Amazon for $100, you're getting a good deal. But if you can't get this for that amount of price, I'm thinking about, you have to really think about it seriously. $200 for a shoe like this, is it really worth it for you? Is this going to be super indestructible that you can wear this? And is this going to put your game to the next level, especially when it comes to you playing basketball? If you're a professional and a pro and you need every piece of edge that you actually need in your sport, yeah, go ahead and knock yourself out and get those shoes. And for styling, and yeah, and if you have money and you don't care about wasting money, definitely yes, you should get those shoes. That being said, those are pretty expensive shoes for what they are, and you have to think twice. Should you get those for the price that those shoes actually go for right now, which is almost $200? Anyways, I hope you really enjoyed this quick review of the Nike Air 95. And yeah, this was a vintage version from about 20 plus years ago, almost like 25 years ago, that those pair of shoes actually came out, and now we are getting a brand new re-release of the same exact pair. So if you love those things when you were a kid and you couldn't have the money, or you didn't have the money to buy it, now it is your chance to get and grab those shoes and add them to your shoe collection. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please smash over there the thumbs up button right there on the bottom, so you can never miss a single excellent brand new video, and you don't just know what is the next video that's on the Geek Tech Show. See you in the next video, and so long.